In 2024, a finance worker in Hong Kong joined a routine video call. His chief financial officer was there. So were several colleagues. Every single person on that call was fake, and by the end of the day, he had wired out $25 million. That is where we are now. Seeing is no longer believing, and a familiar voice proves nothing. The tools that made this possible are cheap, fast, and sitting on the phone in your pocket. In this video, we'll look at how bad the deepfake problem actually got by 2026, then why detection is getting harder, not easier, and most importantly, the practical tells and habits that genuinely protect you. Start with the sheer volume. Researchers estimate roughly 8 million deepfakes are circulating online in 2026. Back in 2023, that number was around 500,000. That is a 16-fold jump in just 3 years. This is not a slow trend line creeping upward. It is a flood, and it is still accelerating. The money follows the volume. In the United States alone, reported losses from deepfake-enabled fraud tripled in a single year. They went from $360 million in 2024 to $1.1 billion in 2025. And these are still the early days. Deloitte projects generative AI fraud in the US will hit $40 billion a year by 2027. For scale, that same figure was around $12 billion in 2023. Here is the part that should worry you most. This no longer takes a Hollywood budget or a team of hackers. Scammers can clone a convincing version of your voice from as little as 3 seconds of audio. And the targets are not just big corporations. In 2025, scammers built a deep fake of U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and used it to contact foreign ministers and officials. Voice messages, texts, and encrypted apps, all impersonated. The attack exploding fastest is the fake phone call. Deepfake voice phishing jumped more than 1,600% in a single quarter of 2025. That is the one most likely to reach you personally. So why can't we just build a detector and be done with it? Because the technology to make fakes is improving faster than the technology to catch them. And that gap is getting wider every single year. Start with the bad news about you. In controlled testing, humans correctly spot a high-quality deepfake almost never. One large study put unaided human accuracy at around 0.1%. Automated detectors do far better, but there is a catch. In the lab, the best ones hit 96% or higher. Turn them loose on messy, real-world video, and that accuracy can fall by nearly half. The reason is simple and a little unfair. Every new detector becomes training data for the next generation of fakes. It is an arms race, and the forgers always get to move second. So let's get practical. You can't catch everything, but you can catch the sloppy ones, and most scams are still sloppy. Watch the face closely. Look at the edges, where hair, skin, and jewelry meet the background. For voice, listen for the rhythm instead of the words. Clones often get the words right, but the pacing wrong. Flat emotion, strange pauses, breaths in the wrong places, or a faintly metallic tone are all red flags. But here is the most reliable tell of all, and it has nothing to do with pixels. It is the situation itself. Urgency, secrecy, and a sudden demand for money or gift cards. That combination is the real signature of a scam. Now the defenses, because this is where you actually win. If a call feels off, hang up and call the person back on a number you already trust. Never call the number they just gave you. The single best move for families is a safe word. Agree on a private phrase now, one that only your real people would ever know. If someone calls in a panic asking for money, you simply ask for the word. On a live video call, you have another quiet advantage. A deepfake still struggles to respond in real time. Ask the person to turn their head, wave a hand, or repeat a random phrase you pick on the spot. There is also a longer-term fix being built into the tools themselves. It is called content provenance. The idea is to cryptographically sign a photo or video the moment it's made, so a tamper-evident history travels with it. The main standard is called C2PA, or Content Credentials, and in 2025 it became an official international standard. Adobe, Google, OpenAI, and camera makers like Canon and Nikon are all on board. Google's SynthID even adds an invisible watermark on top. But be honest about the limits. Provenance only works if the platform you are using actually checks it, and most still don't. Screenshots strip the data, and bad actors simply won't sign their fakes. This proves what's real. It does not flag what's fake. So here's my take. Stop trying to win this with your eyes and ears, because that battle is already lost. The durable defense is not detection, it is process. A safe word, a callback, and the habit of slowing down beat any AI detector on the market. The technology will only keep getting better, so your habits have to get better too. If this helped, subscribe, because we break this stuff down in plain English every week. Now I'm genuinely curious. Would your family pass the safe word test tonight?